afternoon, dignitaries, guests, and those participating online. And the reason for the occasion, congratulations, Academy Class 2101. Give yourselves a hand. So today, I just want to share a little bit about my journey, because you're getting ready to embark on yours. So my journey, as Ms. Mayloff stated, started on June the 20th of 1990 as a Correctional Officer 1. So like you, I completed the academy and I was ready for the challenge. So on my very first day out of the academy, I was given my post assignment. My post assignment was a transport to the Maryland House of Correction with a senior officer. For those of you that don't know anything about the state of Maryland, the Division of Correction, Maryland House of Correction, also known as the CUT, was one of the most violent male offender facilities in the state of Maryland. So on my first day out of the academy, I started in the summertime, but it was cool that morning. So I had on a royal blue jacket that I did not take off because it was chilly. So we take our ladies, 5 or 6 ladies, over to the House of Correction. We have to walk down this long corridor, and they're male inmates. This is my first day in the job. So I'm not scared. Of course not. I just finished the academy. I know my job. So this male inmate says to me, "Good morning." And I say, "Good morning." And he says, "I know you are a brand new officer." And I said, "Well, how do you know that?" He said, "Because you have on that non-compliant royal blue jacket." Yeah, it was funny then. It's funny now, it wasn't funny then. So as I continued on my journey at the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women, there was a sergeant. This sergeant was a little feisty thing who had a mouth like a sailor. But that sergeant would fuss at the inmates that we call frequent flyers, fuss at them for coming back to jail, but at the same time, if they missed their lunch, she would walk up to the dining room and get a bag lunch for them. The new officer that did something that she thought they should have known better, she would also fuss at them too. But then she would show them the correct way of doing it. So as my journey continued, 9 months into the job now, there was a position posted for traffic officer. Traffic officer, sounds interesting. Took the bulletin off the wall, made a copy, and I applied. And I got it. So when I got the position, I found out later that I got it because nobody else applied. So I got it by default. Okay, fine. So I wanted to inquire why no one else wanted it. Nobody else applied for the position because it was in the same building with the supervisors. Who wants to work near the supervisors? Oh, by the way, did I tell you it was Monday through Friday, off holidays and weekends? Yeah. So, as I continued my journey, now as the traffic officer, I had mobility. So I get to walk through the jail, go to the administrative area, and there was a department there called the Case Management Department. Here we call it classification. So every day I would go there, taking my mail, getting the mail, seeing the warden, seeing the case management manager. So I started talking to people. I started picking their brain about case management. So this little lady that didn't mind sharing information, so I got all I could get from her. And then my opportunity presented itself. November 1992, position posted, took it off the wall, I applied, I got it. So now, my journey is changing. It's no longer correctional officer, it's now case management specialist. So as a case management specialist, it was a woman who had phenomenal work ethic. And she taught me 3 things that I will never forget. She said, Tanya, in this field of corrections, learn all you can learn. She said, if you ever become a supervisor, be able to make a decision and stand on it. And lastly, she told me, Tanya, if you gotta work there, you might as well be the boss. I said, all right then. So as my journey continued, I stayed under her supervision about 3 years. Then I went to the Division of Corrections headquarters, and she was there. So I stayed there about a year or so. Still having a burning desire, not satisfied. I wanted to do something different. So then I put in for another lateral transfer, and I transferred to the Central Laundry Facility. Miss Maloff was my boss there. Stayed there about a year. Now keep in mind, at MCIW, I had a caseload of probably about 100 people. At Central Laundry, it was maybe 50. So I got bored. I like to be busy. I like a challenge. So I went back to MCIW on a lateral transfer. When I got back there, I had a different manager. This manager used to say 2 things that I will never forget. He said, make your work be a reflection of who you are. And he said, often when you asked him a question, he would ask you a question, and that question would be, Miss Smith, what does the policy say? So, from those stories, I want you to get some takeaways. The takeaways are that senior officer that I went to the House of Correction with made me want to be the type of officer. If I saw someone in a royal blue jacket and she was in non-compliance, I'm going to say, come here. Don't wear that jacket. That sergeant that would literally go to the dining room and get someone a bag lunch if she missed her lunch, that sergeant taught me how to care. That manager that told me, or asked me, I should say, what does the policy say? He taught me to familiarize myself with the policies and procedures. And lastly, that manager who said, if you gotta work there, you might as well be the boss, learn all you can learn, and if you have to make a decision, be able to stand on it, she taught me to aim high. So after my journey in the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, 25 years, 20 years. I came here, I got a phone call. I got a phone call to be the mental health coordinator. Now keep in mind, I've worked with men, I've worked with women, I've worked with pre-release, minimum, medium, max, but I never worked with mental health. So when I came here, the main thing that we have to have is empathy. Because you never know when someone in your family may be that person that may need someone to go get them a bag lunch. Always keep in mind that the mental health population, particularly, that is the most vulnerable population in this facility. During my journey, this has been the most rewarding. And it's been the most rewarding because when you give of yourself and you see people progressing, that makes you feel good. It makes you think that, hey, I'm making a difference. And that's what we should all aim for, to be difference makers. So in closing, what I want to leave with you is gravitate to those officers that demonstrate professionalism and integrity. Distance yourself from those who don't. Learn all that you can learn about this correctional field. Don't be afraid of challenges. Do the right thing even when no one's looking, because guess what? Somebody might be looking. Have empathy. Always remember that these individuals are people too. And lastly, aspire to be the best correctional professional that you can possibly be. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was very inspiring. So, it was January 7th, 2001 that this group of people got together for the first time. They were each given a student manual that was 3 inches thick, and were told that they would be required to master all the material within 32 days. What seemed like such a daunting task has now been accomplished. As with all academies, there are many up days and some down days. As is the tradition, this class has selected one of their own to speak about their experiences. And I'd like to now introduce you to Officer Lakia Ingram, the class spokesperson.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to first say thank you to all the guests, the staff, friends and family watching from home, and the graduating class of 2101. My name is Officer L. Ingram, and I am honored and grateful to have been chosen to speak on behalf of my class. First, we would like to thank all of our instructors for helping us reach this day of success. Ms. Bay, Ms. Mayloff, all of the sergeants, Sergeant Leak, Brisbane, Figueroa, Colbert, McDowell, Lovelace, and all the various speakers from the BCDC staff. To my class 2101, we did it! Walking into class on the first day, we all thought we knew each other. However, throughout the 7 weeks of training, we had to break down some barriers and learn to trust one another. All of the late night study groups, all of the candid moments with Officer Agamo's silly antics, Sergeant Leak's dedication to remain present in class, even through the snowstorms and him hitting multiple mailboxes to get here. Our highly anticipated experience with the OC spray, and learning how to remain safe while going through the defensive tactics training. We then recognized the true meaning of teamwork. It was not easy. We worked hard and pushed each other to limits that some of us didn't know we could reach. Each and every one of you should be very proud. I would like to encourage my fellow graduates to keep 2 things at the forefront of our future endeavors. First, determine your purpose here and never give up on your personal goals. Second, never become complacent in your duties. Always strive to do and be better. In conclusion, corrections is a noble profession. Every day you will be tasked to do the right thing for the right reasons. Take pride in what you do. I'll leave you with this quote from Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company. Coming together is a beginning, staying together is a progress, and working together is success. Rise up and show your strength. Congratulations, class of 2101.
Thank you, Officer Ingram. So, as I stated earlier, this class was given a huge student manual to master. That manual contained a total of 109 training objectives. They showed their mastery of these objectives by taking 11 tests that contained 913 questions. They were required to pass each test with a score of 75% or better. In addition, each student was required to successfully complete 31 practical exercises. Although all of our students work very hard to master the objectives, we would like to give special acknowledgement to those students that truly excelled during the academy. Our highest level of achievement is the distinguished graduates. Distinguished graduates achieved an average of 95% or better on their tests, passed all of the objectives on the first try, and had perfect attendance. Distinguished graduates receive a gold seal on their diplomas, a separate distinguished graduate certificate, and a blue ribbon that can be worn on their uniforms that will identify them as a distinguished graduate. This class had 5 distinguished graduates. So please stand as I call your name. Ebony Dickerson, Lakia Ingram, Jaria Johnson, George Randolph, and Jennifer Uwechia. Please give these students a round of applause. And I'd like to mention that Ebony Dickerson got 100 on every test. So, thank you. You can be seated now. Our next level of achievement is that of honor graduate. These students achieved an average of 95% or better on their tests, took no more than 3 objective retests, and had perfect attendance. These students will receive an honors certificate along with their diplomas. So this class had 6 honor graduates. Please stand as I call your name. Chinwendu Agunmuo, Winston Henrys, Ebony Monroe, Octavia Moses, Brittany Sanders, and Mary Sulian. Please give these students a round of applause. You may be seated. Before we present the diplomas, I'd like to take a few moments to thank some of the people whose efforts have gone into making this academy and today's graduation a success. I would like to first thank the training unit staff for their countless hours of work, Lorraine Bay, our full-time instructor, curriculum developer, and class advisor, Sergeant Martin Leak, our full-time instructor and class advisor, and Bernice Schmidt, our office assistant. I'd also like to thank all of our academy instructors and the Honor Guard. Their names are listed in the program, along with some others. I'd also like to thank Vernice Holmes and the OIT for assistance in arranging to have this ceremony live streamed. And lastly, I'd like to thank our administration, Ms. Watts, Mr. Brooks, Major Alford, Mr. Sirleaf, and the captains and lieutenants for all their support and input. I really appreciate it. So now it's time to present your diplomas, which is what you're here for today. So I'd like our dignitaries to stand. And congratulate our students as they come by. First row, please stand.
Right, face.
Lekan Agbula. Chinwendu Agunmuo. Enoch Boisiaka. Ebony Dickerson. Gentang Vanue.
Left, face.
First row, please be seated. Second row, please stand.
Right face.
Winston Henrys. Lakia Ingram. Jaria Johnson. Kathy Martin. Ebony Monroe. Second row, please be seated. Third row, please stand.
Right face.
Octavia Moses. Chadley Parsons. George Randolph.
Congratulations.
Brittany Sanders.
Congratulations.
Mary Sulian.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Uwechia.
Left face.
Third row, please be seated. Thank you. You can sit down. Now I'd like to call on Captain Michael Vogen to administer the Correctional Professional Oath of Office. Students, please rise. Get out of your way.
Please raise your right hand. I state your name individually.
Officer Vogen. I, Officer Joel Adon. I, Officer Enoch Luciaco.
I, Officer Ebony Dickinson.
I, Officer Dana Kuno.
I, Officer Wisdom Henry.
I, Officer Lucia Ingram. I, Officer Maria Johnson. I, Officer Kathleen Martin. I, Officer Ebony Monroe. I, Officer Octavia Moses.
I, Officer Charlie Parsons.
I, Officer George Randall.
I, Officer Brittany Sanders. I, Officer Mary Sweeten. I, Officer Jennifer Waitress.
Do solemnly swear and or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Maryland. I further swear and affirm that I will adhere to the standards of conduct of the Baltimore County Department of Corrections. I shall, to the best of my ability, discharge all duties and responsibilities required of me as a correctional professional, executing the orders of superior officers without prejudice or malice. If so, answer, I do. I do. Thank you.
You may be seated. So in closing, I'd like to say to the graduates, you can have a wonderful career in corrections. This academy experience is only the beginning. Use the information you learned in the academy and build on it. Don't forget to follow the policies and procedures. Align yourself with staff that have positive attitudes and strive for excellence. Seek out opportunities in skills and knowledge. Be ready and willing to face the challenges ahead of you and prepare yourself to take over the leadership roles that will open up to you in the future. Good luck, and I hope you each have a long and productive career with the Baltimore County Department of Corrections. I'd like the Academy students to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with pleasure that I present to you the Baltimore County Department of Corrections Entrance Level Training Academy graduating class 2101. Thank you all for joining with us today. Thank you. You're dismissed. Whoops. Thank you, Tanya. I know.